Hello, everybody. I'm Michael Matalavage, and welcome back to Casual Relief, my podcast that I do every week. This week, we're going to be doing a post-game breakdown of the Mets versus the Yankees. This game took place on Thursday, September 3rd, and it was a very exciting game. Ended up going into extra innings. So without further ado, let's get started. This game was significant because of Tom Seaver, of course. He passed away Wednesday afternoon, from complications with dementia and COVID-19. So, this game meant a lot to the Mets. It was something that everybody in the sports world was definitely talking about, was on their minds, and it created a sense of emotion before the game. A lot of tributes were paid. As you can see there, the dirt on the right knee is clearly a thing for Tom Seaver, and I thought that was really touching. They put a lot of thought into that because when Tom Seaver used to pitch, he used to drop so low that he would scrape that right knee on the ground, and you always have dirt there. So that's a memorial that really shows a lot of thought. Early in the game, the Mets really struggled, and by the Mets I mean Robert Gsellman. Uh, Starting pitching has been the issue for the Mets so far, and it wasn't any different in this game. He goes 2 innings, throws about, I mean, not even 2 innings, one and a third, throws 58 pitches. I look, we're here, bases loaded, one out in the second, and gives up a single. I think that brings in two there, or no, so that brings in one because Brett holds at third. But Gsellman just couldn't get out of 2 innings, and that's not what we need from our starters. If we're gonna put someone on the mound, we need at least five. I mean, seven would be great, but we don't even know who's starting the day before the game, so I can't expect that much of them. Yeah, so it's a shame because the Mets really just seem to come out flat. They don't they've been outscored in the first 2 innings, drastically. They said it on the broadcast last night, but it's just been bad. They come out, they're behind early, they're always trying to come back and chase. It's frustrating to watch. It really is. Yeah, I mean, he goes through 1 and 2/3 innings, 52 pitches, 4 earned runs with bases loaded, and he's lucky that he only gave up four. I mean, you leave with bases loaded in the second, it's not a good day. Newly acquired Todd Frazier at the deadline, who I touched upon in my last podcast with the Mets news. Immediately, he makes an impact. His first game back, he made a diving play and a few hits. Today, I mean, this game, he came out and he was the only Met hitting. He came out, put this ball into opposite field for a home run, was the only Mets run for a long time. Also came through with a few other big hits and later in the day. Nice to see him just swinging the bat hot and starting to get back on track. This has been a continuing problem for Pete. The high fastball, he has not been able to catch on up to. He swings out of the zone. His eyes are getting way too big. He needs to kind of get stuff back on track. If they're not going to give him a pitch to hit, take the walk. He's swinging too much out of the zone. That's free agent acquisition, Jake Marisnick from the Astros coming through there. He's had a few good moments. He ran into the wall against the Orioles and almost broke his face, but there he's hitting a double and bringing runs in. 4-2. Ahmed Rosario, who's been pretty streaky but hot as of late, coming through with another RBI there. Marisnick comes around to score with his pretty decent speed. And all of a sudden, the Mets are back in it. I mean, this is a team that it's frustrating because you turn it off early in the day, and then all of a sudden they seem to have some life in them, and they really make you want to really watch all the whole game and pull through for them, but it can be torturous at times. Ahmed Rosario running hard on the Jeff McNeil single. It's so good to see him back on track, getting hot again, really starting to shoot the ball opposite field and take singles and not strive for home runs. Now, what a play. What a play. I mean, Todd Frazier's not fast. Maybe somebody else beats that out, but that's a hell of a play, especially on one leg. I mean, you could tell earlier that he pulled up on a ball that should have been a double. He ended up with a single. Gio did. So I think that that's an impressive play. Makes a nice throw, knows his runner, so he's able to just lollipop it over and beats him by a mile. So Mets pitching troubles again. I mean, you can't have guys on base constantly always threatening because stuff like this happens. A horrible throw by Dom. There's no way he's getting them there, so you got to hit the cutoff. Luckily, Gio doesn't go to second here. This is the play I was talking about where he clearly pulls up. But it should be second and third with 2 outs. Dom never had a chance at home. And then Brett sneaks one past him on third. I mean, if you're a Met fan right now, you're hitting your head against the wall. You guys came all the way back. We came all the way back, tied the game, and just like that, it's gone. They were down 6-4, down 7-4. Now you're like, all right, there's no way. It seems like one of the classic Met, a game where you think they would really step up on an emotional day, and they seem just always, the pitching always gives it away. The pitching can never secure it. It's really unfortunate. Luckily, the hitting started to wake up for the Mets in this game. It's something sparked late, and they got energy. The team we saw last year, the energy we saw last year that propelled for their run, we're seeing it this year a little bit. Now it's harder because they don't have any pitching, but the players aren't giving up. I really enjoy this. So now what happens here leads to Billy Hamilton. So trying to see down here, he actually steals and gets thrown out at third. We were lucky enough to get a double off of Aroldis Chapman with nobody out in the ninth, down by 1. And he steals third and gets thrown out. Next pitch, J.D. Davis goes deep. We would have won the game, or at least had – I mean, that move that Billy Hamilton just made got him DFA'd. He's no longer with the Mets, and we traded our 14th-ranked prospect for him. An absolute joke of a move by a general manager who, barring purchasing the team, is going to be gone. And it's getting to the point now, and Pete Alonso takes us deep, is able to just put it in the stands to win the game. His first walk-off, it was a great moment. It was a really good come-from-behind win by a young, scrappy team with a lot of energy. And I think it really warmed the hearts of many fans out there. It was a really nice win, especially on Seaver Day. And, I think as Mets fans, you really got to be proud of what this team is able to do and the fight that they have. So thank you, everybody, for watching. This has been Casual Relief. I'm your host, Michael Matalavage.